Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's cracking? What's popping? What it do? What's good? Hey, yo. Let me holler at you for a couple of ticks. It is May 15th, Friday, and it's 3:03 in the AM. And I went to bed last night feeling like the best description, and you get a visual and I want to say visceral response to this, is I felt like hammered poop. Okay? Now I want you to think about that for a minute and get the visual. Anywho, yeah, I've shared on numerous occasions that I am diabetic. And right now, I'm in a cycle of insulin resistance. And for those of you who don't understand, excuse me, this lingo, diabetics know, but for those of you who don't understand the lingo, that means your blood sugars are fluctuating so much that you can't get a stable dose of insulin. And so, trying something new, went from the metformin phase, and metformin to me is just meh. I think metformin is a placebo. I'm saying this is just for me. It's a placebo for pharmaceutical companies, because usually it's like when you start experiencing what I'm going through, it's take more metformin. I take so many pills that my joints operate on ball bearings. This is not, no. So then I've shared this, and we tried different versions of it. I have a fast-acting insulin and a slow-acting insulin. So when I get up in the morning, I hit myself with the slow-acting insulin that kind of feeds throughout the day. If I have spikes, I have to hit that fast-acting insulin to bring that down. So in my experiences right now, we're trying a combination of the medication, and they just introduced a GLP. And that's usually used for type 2 diabetics. There's a difference. Type 2 means your pancreas is functioning, albeit, not at its maximum. And type 2 can be reversed. I have type 1, which means my pancreas does nada. Right now, pancreas is just a decoration in my body. So we're trying a GLP with all the other stuff. And last night, I don't know, now it sounds like, based on the symptoms I experienced last night, sounds more like gallbladder stuff. I stopped at the supermarket on my way home because I was hungry. First, I was going to go to Chipotle, but because of a power failure and the inability to make change, just let that sit. Anybody that's ever worked retail that's around my age knows how to make change. But folks today who can't write cursive or do quick math in their head now have to rely on the computer too. But I digress. So I couldn't get what I wanted to eat because of a power failure. So I went to the supermarket and grabbed something from the hot food tray. Grabbed some barbecued rib tips. Went home, and that stuff laid on my chest. See, you have to be old enough to know what laid on your chest means. Then my blood sugar, I had to change my my meter. So I did that, and then blood sugar started to drop, and it was low. And I don't ever want to get to a place where it was extremely high, or the low that I experienced last night. The high put me in a diabetic coma for 2 days. And that's how I found out I had diabetes. But the low was frightening too, because I could feel my heart, just working overtime. So that was a bit scary. And then at some point, I'm eating fruit to get my blood sugar back up. I got up and got a spoonful of honey to get my blood sugar back up right away, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And meantime, in between times, food is sitting on my chest. About 30 minutes in, jumped bolt upright, ran to the restroom, projectile. Felt well enough to go back to sleep, but I could hear my glucose meter buzzing periodically to signal lows, and I would wake up enough to check it, so I was fine, but it was still low. I wake up this morning, and I still have that feeling of the food sitting on my chest. So I take my meds, and there's a plethora of medication that goes with having diabetes. So you have to get something to protect all your other organs. Plus, my family has a history of hypertension, high blood pressure, and we seem to enjoy the hell out of that, because every last member has had or has taken or is currently taking high blood pressure medicine. And lost a cousin at the age, I believe he was 32, to a heart attack. My brother's had 2 strokes before his mid-40s. So yeah, we enjoy the heck out of heart stuff. But took all my meds this morning. And as I was leaving, now some of you aren't even going to know the name of this medication. It's over the counter. I grabbed an Alka-Seltzer. Now back in the day, it was Alka-Seltzer and Bromo-Seltzer. And some of you are old enough to remember that. And then those of you who aren't old enough to remember that, there's the good old-fashioned bicarb, which is baking soda and water. Now, that's some special kind of nasty. But I grabbed a pack of Alka-Seltzer. So this morning I'm having Alka-Seltzer and tea. Wonderful combination. Yeah. Now, in my youth, this combination would have been a hangover remedy. But now, in my wisdom years, I don't know how wise I sound at this moment, it is a just get through the day kind of a remedy. So I will be drinking my Oolong and trying to hang on. Boom, there you have an update on me. I got some other stuff to say. Bear with me.